Good morning, good people. This is your PooleProof wisdom moment. The road to self-awareness can be an arduous one. Now, I remember when I was younger, from the time I was a child through the time I was a teenager, through young adulthood, and even afterward, there was always someone who felt the need, without an invitation, to tell me something about myself they felt I needed to know. Let's see. I was too loud. I talked too much. I was too opinionated. I should not do this or I should not do that. I tended to be too authentic. I was too aggressive, too committed, too interested, too something, always to something. Those things, of course, make you think. And if you let them, they'll give you the impression that those people who find it necessary to deliver those messages are giving you something that you need. When in fact, the act of self-awareness and taking the journey to get there tends to tell you everything that you know about yourself or need to know about yourself. Now, I can tell you that after many, many years of self-awareness training that I've conducted myself by simply being real with who I am and what I think, you can't walk up to me and tell me anything about myself that I don't know, nor will you be in a position to find that if you tell me those things, if it's true, and not all of them are, then I'm going to disagree with you. So tell me today, you're too loud, Charles Poole, and I'm going to say, yeah, I can be. I'm too opinionated. I'm a too much of a lot of things. But those things are inherent to the overall person that I am, and I've learned that they are necessary for me to be who I am, do what I do, and achieve what I achieve. These things are not bad. They're not good. They just are. And sometimes that's the way it is. And when individuals find it necessary to tell you you're too much of something, you've really got to ask yourself the question, why are you so invested in whether or not I am one way or another? Is it really hurting your life? Is it having an impact on you or someone else? Or are you one of those people who feels that the only way for the world to be balanced is as everybody is acting and doing and thinking what seems appropriate based on the rules that you apply? I tend to think it's the latter. We are a society of people who have all of these social rules for etiquette and behavior and everything else. We all have something that irritates us about other people, but that doesn't mean that we have any right to tell those people that they should be anything else other than the people that they are. That is a hard lesson to learn. It's certainly a more difficult one to apply to yourself, because when you are a person who wants to be liked, who wants to be appreciated, who wants to be invited to the gatherings and the social occasions and have the opportunities for growth and career progression and relationships that most people want to have, you tend to kind of break down your own sense of self to fit in. Now, that's not a judgment. It's a tactical decision, and I get it. But at a certain point, no matter how many times you do that, you are not going to be in a position to achieve the outcome you have in mind, because there's a tendency for this human society we're a part of to keep changing the rules. As they say in sports, they keep moving the goalpost. No matter how close or how accurate you are in getting exactly where someone told you you're supposed to be in order for the outcomes you hope for to occur, the rules change. And there you are once again, constantly adapting and changing so that you can again achieve the outcome that you hope for. You know what? I gave up on it years ago. I will never go back to the point where I need to become something else to make someone else feel more comfortable so that I can feel like I belong. God made me all these things. This voice that is loud and resonant has been with me pretty much since the day I was born. My mama once told me that when I came into the world and I did scream, that it was one of the loudest that any of the people in the birthing room had heard. I've been talking pretty much since I came out of the womb as well. So yeah, I talk a lot. These opinions And ideas that I'm accused of being too opinionated about have come about after years of self-exploration and obviously paying attention to other people. So I use them to help guide me as I move along and move through the world. These are not bad things. They are things that some people don't like. But guess what? It does not matter to me, because the more important goal is for me to be authentic than it is to be liked. So the lesson here, people, as you're looking at yourselves, as you're considering all of the things that you are, and all of those people who, if you did not even ask them, will tell you what they think you are, is this. If you are too much of anything for someone, what you need to accept isn't that you need to change, but that you are not going to be with those people. Because if you're too much for them, those are simply not your people. Those aren't the people who you need to be with. So that old line about finding your group, finding your tribe, go and do that. Because there are other people out there, in my case, loud, opinionated, talkative people who love, care, and concern themselves with the well-being of not just growing individually, but how they can help others do in the world, who get me. I spend time with those people because even if I get to be too much sometimes, even with them, they see it as part of the character and the nature of who I am that makes me worth knowing in the first place. And I guarantee you, once you find your people, whomever those people may be, you will never again question who you are, what your purpose is, and how you can get there just by being yourself. And that is your PooleProof Wisdom moment for today. Find my podcast, PooleProof Wisdom, on podcast platforms everywhere. And you can find my book series, I Am My Own Cause, on online booksellers, including Amazon and whatever the other ones are. See, you never know when you're going to make a mistake. And you can also find the last book in the series, I Am My Own Cause, the third act, Surviving and Thriving in audio form on Audible. It's a great day, people. Make sure that you don't squander it. And no matter how much you are that may be too much for someone else, you do your thing and keep doing it until you understand what it is going to do to allow you to eventually become who you are destined to be.